Oh my god!
Oh, dude.
Oh my god. Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast.
Oh, shit.
Yes, we are live. Yes, hello.
Oh,
hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 95 and it is Tuesday.
Oh, damn.
October 24, 2017. I am your host, Victor Omoayo, and with me, as always, is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Byrd.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You have no idea the shit that we just went through for the past 50 minutes. 50 minutes, because Facebook want to be all extra fancy and upgrade right now. So that's why we wasn't able to go live. It wouldn't let us go live. So we're sitting there going crazy. Victor wants to kill me right now. So
yeah. All right. Let me explain to you, people. For those of you who are just tuning in, we're on Facebook Live. Normally, we start our episodes at 6 p.m. Right, and
that's the time I promised.
Yeah. And I set up everything. I had my streaming software ready. I went on Facebook Live. I clicked on the Go Live button, and for some reason, I kept getting this error message, which kept saying something went wrong, and you're not able to go live at this time. And then I hit OK. I'm like,
oh, we did it like 15 times.
Yeah, we did it like a total of 15 times. And in our desperation, Carl decided to take some initiative. He took it upon himself to Google search Facebook's technical support number.
Yeah.
And
he. Oh, I'm the complete jackass. I'm owning it.
Yes.
I'm owning my shit.
Yes, you must own this.
I owned it when we went through this.
All right, this is what we did. Okay, so Carl, in his eagerness to help, he did a Google search for Facebook Live's tech support number, and he clicked on the very first number that popped up on the search results, and he dialed it. And as soon as he dialed it, some gentleman, I believe probably one of the Indian gentlemen from the many call centers in India or the Philippines or wherever, responded, and he asked us for some information. He asked for one of our names and our email address. And I figured, okay.
Go ahead.
And I figured, you know what? Okay, let me give him my name and my email address and go from there. And thankfully, that was all I gave him, because as I was talking to him, as Carl handed me his iPhone, I was looking at the number on the screen, and I Googled it. And then the first thing that came on the Facebook results when I Googled that number was scam alert. And then I clicked on that link, and it said that apparently that happens to be a scam number for hackers in India. So thanks, Carl. If my motherfucking shit gets hacked, you're gonna pay for that motherfucker. You fuck.
My bad.
Yeah, you're bad. You know what?
Nah, I really like. I was just like I said. Sometimes I think I just do shit without thinking. Yeah. So like, I've been like that all my life. So like I said. You know me. I'm passionate about this thing.
Yes.
I want to see it flourish.
As do I.
If shit goes wrong, like, I'm going to do what I got to do to help.
Right. And
so I just, boom, I'm like, yo, boom. I acted on impulse.
Yes, you did. And you know what? Like I said, I respect your eagerness. I appreciate it. A little bit right now.
Okay.
A little bit right now.
I respect that.
But let's see what transpires in the next 48 to 72 hours. If nothing happens to my system, I'll be okay. But if some shit goes down with my console, with my Facebook account or whatever, we know who to blame here. All right? So in the words of Charlemagne the God, please give Carl Byrd the donkey of the day.
The biggest hee-haw. You gotta give me the biggest hee-haw. I can't get the sweet sounds of the Hamiltones.
You got the donkey of the day. Yeah. So Carl Byrd gets the honorary donkey of the day for this episode. But other than that, we are back. We are on Facebook Live. So late as fuck, but we do apologize, but we are here now. And for those of you who are joining us on the chat, we really appreciate your support and for taking your time out of your Tuesday evening to join us live as we get this shebang-a-bang going. And and for those of you who have the question in your minds, no, we did not choose to wear the same t-shirt. It's just a matter of coincidence.
Huge coincidence. I'm like he opens the door and I'm like, the fuck? No, you got to change. Yeah, I was a female. I was like, yo, you got to change. This ain't happening.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is the first time I'm wearing this T-shirt. Big shouts to Steve, the Turtle Whiner, for giving us these awesome Turtles in Time T-shirts back in August when we had you and
Yeah, because it was a SummerSlam.
yep, and for the SummerSlam episode, him and Adrian Price. So yeah,
Shout outs to Admin A.
yep. Yeah, and speaking of wrestling, we will get into TLC in just a few moments, and
Yeah, we will.
and our main topic will be the 100th episode of The Walking Dead, the season 8 premiere titled Mercy. And yes, speaking of 100 episodes, the road to episode 100 for Codex Prime continues. Speaking of which, Carl,
We have an announcement for later on in the show.
yes,
Later on in the show, so y'all gotta keep watching.
yes, we do. Yes, you do. So please stick around for that. Now, with all of that preamble out of the way, Mr. Byrd, what have you been up to besides giving information to hackers?
And fucking up your life.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend was our. Damn it, I'm all like discombobulated right now. I'm still trying to share and everything. Mm-hmm. Well, this weekend was our quarterly Freddy Cup. I had mentioned we have our Freddy Cup tournaments. You know, we've had them a couple of them before, and this one was actually the first real official tournament.
Okay.
Oh man! So we were competing for a championship trophy. The championship trophy is a replica of the sword from the Legend of Zelda. I forgot the name. What's the name?
Oh, the Master Sword.
The Master Sword. Well, okay, damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it had to be a game that none of us played
Okay.
before. So I mean, I remember Freddy talking about us. Big shout outs to Freddy, by the way, who did our awesome logo. So I'm sitting there talking to him like, yo, how can you figure out, like, we've all played video games, like, how can you figure out like what game we've all never played? We've all played like different video games and we've all had different tastes. Like, which one do you think it is? He goes, trust me, nobody's ever played this. So okay, we usually have three different TV screens. You know, we have food, beer. Shout outs to Jen for making that delicious pulled pork. That shit was amazing. It's better than mine.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Listen, I dabble a bit. So we got down into some other fighting games as well as like a little warm up, you know, for the game that Freddy has chosen. So we played some Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES Classic.
Nice.
Then we broke out to some Rival Schools for the PlayStation 1.
Oh, it was dope.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Broke into some Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I still gotta get that game. Then some Super Smash Brothers. I'm not a Smash Brothers player, but you know, matches were intense, so I mean that was always fun. We even broke out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fighting game for Sega.
No snap. Really? Tournament fighters?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. We was going in. Of course, there was some Naruto going, and big shout outs to Wilson and Furman. They went into Trenchcoat Mafia mode and broke into some Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
It was just them two, but people, you know, they were playing. So by the time everybody who was participating got there, because everybody's late as fuck, the name of the game was Under Night in Birth.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes, it's a video game. It's a fighting game based on the Melty Blood manga series in Japan, and the game is actually not released in the U.S. in North America yet.
Really? And you guys?
It's already out in Japan.
And you guys managed to get a copy of this game?
Oh yeah, it took Freddy like 2 weeks to get it.
Oh, so we got it imported?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, like half the game was written in Japanese, the other half is in English. We had literally no idea. We was taking wild guess just to you know select the icons. So where is that? Yeah. It's a 2D fighting game, very similar to probably like the like the Street Fighter games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and I forgot the developers. I think it's the same developers that are making Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which will be coming out January 27th.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
You have a countdown for that?
I'm finna start one.
Okay.
I'm finna start one. You finally started the Star Wars one last week.
I did.
Wait, how far are we?
Oh shit, I can't think of the days off.
It's got to be like 51.
Yeah, probably.
I'm taking a wild guess.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of. I can't speak for everybody's favorite characters, but my favorite characters were Gordo and Akatsuki. I probably said it wrong, but those are my two characters. And the most hated character was a character named Wallstein, who had these big ass gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And these big ass spike gloves, and whenever he would punch you, he would take up the entire screen. He was a bullshit character.
Cheapo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had this grab move where it's like you couldn't duck. You couldn't duck it, you couldn't block it. And once he grabbed you, forget it. Like pretty much half your damage was destroyed.
Oh shit.
So of course. Oh, and if you were following on my Snapchat, I recorded the whole thing.
Okay. Yep.
So the winner of the tournament was Furman.
Oh, that bastard.
Yes, and how did he win? By using that piece of shit of a character, Waldstein.
Typical. Of course, he would use a cheap character.
Because he used that. He used that cheating bastard.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to protest.
Okay.
We kneeled. Mm-hmm. We locked arms, and we chanted, "Not our champion."
Wow.
Peaceful protest.
Okay.
There was no rioting.
Mm-hmm.
So, Furman, you son of a bitch, you are the first ever Freddy Cup champion.
Wow. Well, hashtag not our champion.
Not our champion.
Well, okay. Well,
I highly do recommend. I don't know when the game's coming out. I mean, I read on Wikipedia that it's going to be coming out later on this year. Then I also heard when Freddie was telling us about the game that it won't be in the U.S. until like next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Regardless of when it comes out, I urge you guys to get it. Like, despite getting an ass beat by this one obnoxious character, this piece of shit character.
Mm-hmm.
Shout outs to Aris, because he let it be known that was a piece of shit character.
Indeed.
And Furman is known for picking pieces of shit characters.
Well, you got to pick somebody that's similar to your type, right, Furman?
Ooh, shots fired. I like that.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. But anyway, like, I definitely urge everybody to get this game, especially if you are very much into fighting games. Like, we had, despite the fact that we all lost the tournament, we had a blast.
Okay.
We had an absolute blast playing this game. We even played some after. We played some more after the tournament. I was pretty much burnt out by then because I was so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So Furman, he was the first one to win the Master Sword. He's actually going to have his gamer tag engraved on it.
Mm-hmm.
Furman, you're still a piece of shit.
All right. Well, that's awesome. So this Freddy Cup, it was like a single elimination tournament type deal?
Double.
Okay. Gotcha. Nice.
And that's pretty much all I've been up to.
Nice. Awesome. Well, as for me, this past weekend, I traveled all the way down to Houston, Texas.
I love Texas.
Texas it's a beautiful city, and I went there.
Texas is a state.
I mean, Houston is a beautiful city. Texas, you know what I mean. But I traveled there, and our good friend of the show, / supervillain / DC apologist, John Haponic, and his wife, Jessica Concussion. Jessica, they both celebrated their 1 year.
I love her. I'm sorry to interrupt. I love her Instagram name.
Yeah, they both celebrated their 1 year wedding anniversary, and they just invited all their, family and friends down there, myself included, and it was a blast. I had an awesome time. I was there for 3 days, and I came back. I flew down there last Thursday, came back to Providence Sunday at midnight. and it was just an awesome time, man. The ceremony itself was pretty cool. It was kind of like a geek version of a typical like wedding procession. So it was like
They renewed their vows.
no, like, what it was is like they actually got married last year, but they did it at like City Hall. So it was like no
Oh, okay.
ceremony. So this year is like the wedding, what they call the wedding reenactment. So it was like the actual ceremony basically.
Oh, okay.
But they did it in like a geek style with like different with like they read their vows and like with like various like geek references and whatnot. So it was pretty cool, how it all went
Whole
down.
bunch of DC praising, wasn't it?
No, and surprisingly no, there wasn't
Really?
there wasn't any.
I remember coming across on Jess's picture on her Instagram, where she had a shirt that said, "I am not Groot." Or
Well,
we are not Groot.
I mean,
Groot hating.
I don't blame him for hating. Oh, Baby Groot sucks. But anyway, but yeah, it was really cool. The wedding and the reception was awesome, and also I managed to go around the city of Houston. Houston is like a foodie's paradise. We went to a lot of great restaurants. Like for example,
Did you eat barbecue?
oh yes. Well,
Like unhealthy barbecue?
Well-
like I'm talking about you need to eat. You should have been eating something that's gonna take like at least 3 years off your life.
nothing like that. Nothing that excessive. No.
Oh, you're a piece of shit. Then how the hell you go to Texas and not eat something like that?
I had a
Like whenever I go out of town,
You're
I
looking at
have
me
to
like
eat.
a motherfucker.
I am. Whenever I go out of town, I have to eat something that's gonna give me a case of something.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, unlike you, I happen to be discerning when it comes to my food and my health. So yes, I did have barbecue, but I went to this awesome place called the Burger Joint, and I had a kimchi burger, which is like a Korean barbecue hamburger with a fried egg and some bacon, a little bit of mayo, and it tasted delicious as fuck, my friend.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I probably wouldn't do it with the mayo, but
It was a little bit of mayo. I could tolerate a little bit of mayo. But yeah, that kimchi Korean barbecue burger was tops. Yes.
egg and bacon.
Yeah.
You sold me on the bacon.
Yeah.
Like bacon makes the world go round.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. I mean, I went there. I went to another Tex-Mex restaurant with like these giant stuffed peppers with chicken and cheese and like queso and rice and jalapenos. Oh, the jalapenos, so lovely. Also, we went to this Middle Eastern restaurant, Nico's. I had these Greek meatballs with seasoned potatoes and yellow rice, and the baklava was like this big giant piece. I expected like how you've had baklava, right? It's like these little like
I haven't. I always wanted to try it though.
yeah, it's like these
That
little
and shawarma.
yeah, like baklava. It's like these little like bite-sized snacks, like very sweet. But that was what I was expecting. But they gave me like this giant cake-sized piece of baklava, and I was just sitting there staring at it because I was already full at that point. But I was like, you know what? I'm in Texas.
Yeah,
You-
you're in Texas. You get sick.
Yeah, you got to do it
Get
big.
sick.
So, well, I didn't get sick, but I did drop a lot of bombs in the toilet. But I ate that piece of baklava, giant as it was. It was almost half the size of my head, and I enjoyed it.
That's freaking huge.
It is, but I ate it real quick, so you know how I do.
Yo, you eat like Major Pain.
I do not eat that
You
fast.
do.
I don't.
You do.
I do not
I
eat
remember
that.
last year at Comic-Con, which will be there this year.
Yep.
Like we went to the mall, just grab some stuff from the food court because I'm impatient when it comes to food sometimes,
Yep.
especially that day. And like I look at you. We was talking, whatever. I'm eating, take a few bites. Yo, your plate was halfway gone.
Listen, man. Look, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I eat.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
I eat at a normal pace, just like any other person. All right. I mean, maybe I
That
was
shit was not no.
maybe I was just really hungry that day because we did a lot of walking around. But still, it was awesome. I did gain some weight down there, but it was all worth it. I regret nothing because the food is so awesome. And also, it's a great fact that in Houston, at least, it still feels like summer down there. It's like 85 degrees pretty much every day.
Love that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, consistent weather, unlike up here in Rhode Island, where it's like cold in the morning, somewhat warm in the afternoon, and then back to freezing by midnight.
And then tomorrow will be 80 degrees all day.
Yup. Climate change sucks. But yeah, had a great time in Houston. So big shouts to John and Jessica Haponic for an awesome weekend, and I'm looking forward to going back there at some point in the future. And I will be doing more traveling as the months roll on as well. More just a change of pace because Rhode Island gets boring from time to time.
Where the fuck you going?
Oh, I have some plans. I have some destinations in mind. I do.
Yeah, get it.
Oh yeah, I will get it. In fact. So yeah. Besides that, I've just been chilling out. I did manage to catch the WWE TLC pay-per-view, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. I caught it on Monday, so just yesterday afternoon. And you know what? For me, it was a pretty cool event. It was pretty tight. It was actually one of the better pay-per-views this year, especially from Raw. You've seen it too.
I did.
Yep. And
I did. I think I missed one match. I watched some of it like beforehand, and then because that was just a crazy Sunday night was insane. Like you had the Walking Dead season premiere. A lot of people were watching the Super Bowl rematch. I didn't watch it. And then you had TLC.
Yeah.
So I'm watching. I'm at work. I actually went into work early to watch The Walking Dead. I had my tablet on me. I had like weak reception at work too. So like I couldn't really watch it that well.
Yeah.
So I had to watch most of it the next day. I just missed like the Jason Jordan beating Elias match.
Yeah.
It was probably basic.
It was. Like the whole thing was like Elias was trying to sing his song,
and Jason Jordan kept throwing vegetables at him.
Yeah, and then just culminated in that match. But yeah, the pay-per-view itself was cool. I really enjoyed it. It began with the debut of Asuka, finally her main roster debut. She was the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, 523 days undefeated, and she had a quality match against Emma. Emma actually stepped her game up, and
you kind of have to with Asuka.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like you just can't do no like flimsy dead regular ass match. Like she brings an A game. You have to as well.
Absolutely. And Asuka, she definitely lived up to the hype. The Minnesota crowd was hot, and they definitely gave Asuka her props. And it was a good match, good showcase from Asuka and Emma as well. Emma shows how she's criminally underutilized in WWE. They need to do more with her.
They need to do more with a lot of people, so let's not even go there.
Yeah. But yeah, awesome showcase from Asuka. We'll definitely see more of her. Now that she is on the Raw women's roster, the NXT and SmackDown women's rosters have become safe places. So, Alexa Bliss, your days are numbered as champion. Then we had another match. Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann defeated Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick in a tag team match.
I've been like in and out of that. I was in and out of that one.
It was actually a good match. It was a good tag team match. Alexander and Swann got over. Gentleman Jack Gallagher, I mean, I do like his style as his old school technical British wrestling, although he's got to be sweating up a storm every time he wrestles. I mean, how are you going to wrestle in like a full Burberry like suit vest and slacks and dress shoes?
You can do it. My only thing is like wrestling without knee pads. That shit hurts.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like I see these people. I see guys like Drew Gulak. Ric Flair always wore his like knee pads like under his knees, and I'm just like, how could y'all do that? Like I can go without elbow pads. Like that was fine with me. But with knee pads, I don't know how they can do that.
Yeah, because that canvas is hard. And
and like it'll burn you.
Oh yeah, oof. Especially if you do like a slide.
Yeah. That's when I realized I needed to invest in knee pads.
Yeah, so a good quality cruiserweight tag team match. Then you had a very good Raw Women's Championship match with Alexa Bliss defending her title against Mickie James.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was. Mickie, she's never lost it. I mean, she's still in top form. Alexa,
I'm still in love with her.
Oh, hey, you traveled like mad miles just to see her, right?
I went to Connecticut.
Yeah, autograph signing?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Mickie James, man, she still has what it takes. And Alexa Bliss, she shows why she is the champ. I mean, she's definitely stepped her game up considerably since her NXT days. And she plays a really good heel.
She does.
Yeah, she kind of like has that little Harley Quinn-esque thing going on.
Oh, yeah, she's a complete ripoff of Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that was a good match. And speaking of the women's match, real quick, or the women's division, Mickey James and Alexa Bliss, they definitely deserve their spots on the card. You know what? You want to know who doesn't deserve their spot on the card in the women's division? Nia Jax. And
She's gone for right now, so just
I'm gonna tell you
some slack.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Nia Jax, while she still has potential, I mean, I read in some wrestling news that she was actually dissatisfied with her placement on the card, and that she actually used her cousin Dwayne The Rock Johnson as leverage to kind of boost her standing on the card and to make a little bit more money.
Who else didn't? Who
But
hasn't did it?
But
Who
here's the
hasn't?
thing. Here's the thing.
A lot of people have done that.
No. Here's the thing. I think Nia's. I think that's out of line with her because really, I mean, yeah, she can use her cousin as leverage, but besides her, didn't
A lot of these.
that doesn't make it okay, Carl.
That's how they got in there.
That doesn't make it
There's a lot
okay,
of people
Carl.
Like that.
Can I finish my thought?
I'm just saying. A lot of people have done that.
Here's the
Orton
thing.
specifically, Bob Orton just said. Even Orton said, if you watch the Most Powerful Families of Wrestling documentary, it's on the network. Orton was saying like, hey, I kind of had it pretty hard, going into OVW which was the developmental system at the time.
Yeah.
He was just saying like, because you had guys like CM Punk was there, Brock, Batista, who really like they had to they really had to grind. Mm-hmm. Through the indies, not so much Batista, but through the indies to get their thing, and then hey, Dad, can you call the WWE? He called them, and next thing you know, he was in OVW. So like, a lot of them have done that. Right,
but the difference is with in Orton's case, at least he's good. Boring but good.
I think no,
like
know
his
Orton is because like we've seen him for so long.
Yeah.
They ain't so much of a change, but he's still like, because of what he's already like accomplished and stuff, he's just well established.
Yeah.
And they just don't really have much to do with him. Mm-hmm. Like he was just feuding with Rusev. By the way, speaking of Rusev, did you see the Rusev coming out with the Usos at a house show over the weekend?
No, I didn't see that.
That was pretty dope. I thought it was pretty dope. Like, the Usos were going against the New Day again, which I thought was dead, but
yeah,
it's a house show. I guess it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought up a third character, and a third tag team partner, and it was Rusev, and Rusev was just dressed up like the Usos, and I was like, that's kind of dope.
I can see that. They can kind of prolong the feud a little bit with Rusev in the mix somehow.
I think the feud,
or a one-off.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's gonna take a break now with the brand versus brand that's going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah. For Survivor Series, they have tendencies to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, because it's kind of more I want to get into. You want to finish off the card first?
Yeah, I'll finish off the card.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but real quick, as I was trying to finish my thought earlier, Nia Jax, she may have the leverage to use Dwayne The Rock Johnson as her cousin to, try to influence her standing on the card. But 2 years since her debut, she has not really impressed me that much. Show some personality. Show a little range in her wrestling ability.
She's supposed to be like the big dominant figure. She's supposed to be like the Braun Strowman of the women's division.
Yeah,
they're just not booking her that way.
No.
I think if they booked her the right way, you wouldn't be saying this.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, she's yet to really make any waves like creatively. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I mean, like, if you don't have that much talent and you're using people as leverage, I don't really respect you for that. That's all I was trying to get at. Speaking of unrespectable things, the human ashtray. The human trash can, Enzo Amore, regained the meaningless and irrelevant WWE Cruiserweight Championship in his nothing match against Kalisto. This match sucked, as all Enzo Amore matches do. Amore hit Kalisto with the thumb to the eye, hit him with the Drodenzo, a signature, or eat defeat, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and regained his belt. So Enzo Amore is now the 2-time WWE Cruiserweight champion in an otherwise dead and irrelevant division. Sorry, The division sucks.
No, they had a dope 5-on-5 last night. That was like.
Well, Enzo was in it, right?
Yeah, it was Enzo and his crew: Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Arya Davari, and a couple of those other guys. I can't think of them all.
Yeah.
But then they were going against Grand Metalik, Kalisto, Ced, Rich Swann, and Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that match was actually pretty dope.
Okay. I mean, with Enzo in the mix, I don't know how dope it could be. But
everybody carried Enzo.
All right.
Everybody carried Enzo.
Yeah.
Like if you like just don't focus on Enzo
mm-hmm.
and just focus on everybody else, they really pulled off a dope match last night.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I might get around to seeing it for myself. But yeah, Enzo sucks. The cruiserweight title means nothing.
Coming from somebody who one time called himself Victor Amore.
I mean, listen. I mean, I won't lie. I did enjoy his shtick with Big Cass because he was a good hype man. But he sucks as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And when you have a shitty wrestler like Enzo Amore being a two-time champion in an otherwise irrelevant division because it was made that way, not because of the talent, but because it was booked that way, then it's like, you know what? Who cares? Fuck the cruiserweight division. And I hate saying that because no disrespect to the talent involved except for Enzo, but the way it's booked sucks. It's a dead division. I don't care how many times they're going to try to make Enzo the face because of his mic skills and because he moves a bunch of merchandise. The division is dead. It's a zombie. It's a zombie that needs to have a bullet placed in its brain so it can not live to see another day anymore. The cruiserweight division needs to die. It's straight up. It does. It's useless. It's a waste of fucking time. Enzo Amore as champion is a waste of fucking time and space. Send the cruiserweight division. Send the cruiserweights back to Full Sail, and let them be a part of NXT or let them have their own show. But on the main roster, they're all floundering, and it's all because of Vince McMahon. Because Vince McMahon is the fucking worst when it comes to the cruiserweights. And rant over. That's all I gotta say. Speaking of something but here's something that did make me feel better, and this to me was my favorite match of the night.
Now I'm getting the comments.
All right.
There's a lot. I'm not reading.
Okay. All right.
Wait, Furman wants to know, Carl, is that giant German woman champ yet? Gosh, she's hot. Furman has a crush on Jazzy Gabert.
Jazzy Gabert. Oh, I don't think is she signed to WWE?
Yeah, she signed.
Oh, good. Yeah, awesome. We need to see more of her. But what I was saying, a match that did make me feel better, and that made me wash the taste of the cruiserweight division's, wash the stink of the cruiserweight division out of my mouth, was Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, the battle of the Bullet Club leaders. And this was a quality match. And you know what? Thank goodness for
a lot of people say, I'm already looking at as I'm looking at the comments, they were saying match of the year.
I wouldn't go so far as to say match of the year.
I say it's a candidate. The year's not over yet.
Yeah, I'll say it's a nominee. But I will say that with Balor and AJ Styles, that was a great match. Finn Balor won with the coup de grace. Thank goodness for meningitis, because thanks to meningitis, we were spared another useless Finn Balor Bray Wyatt match.
But there's only one thing I'm really disappointed about with that.
What's that? Because
remember, it's supposed to be the Demon versus Sister Abigail. I was so curious to see how they were going to do that.
You know,
you cannot tell me how you're just okay, Sister Abigail, what were they going to do with this?
I think it was gonna be like some Norman Bates psycho shit with Balor, not Balor, Bray Wyatt dressed in drag as Sister Abigail. Which, oh my god, out of morbid curiosity, I would have liked to have seen
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
But you know what? I think meningitis spared us that, so thank goodness for that disease. Get well soon, Bray Wyatt. But yeah, Balor and Styles was a great match. I hope to see more matches between the two. They can build up that Bullet Club mystique between the two somehow.
Yeah, they're gonna build. Oh, trust me, they're gonna build it.
Oh yeah.
Why? Because we want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
at least let me rephrase that. They will try to build it.
Yeah, and
Vince will shut it down somehow, some way.
Yeah, because Vince is going to be Vince. And we mentioned Jordan versus Elias. And then we had the main event, the 5-on-3 handicap match with the return of Kurt Angle, teaming up with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Kane. This match went on for like 45, 50 minutes long, and it was overbooked to hell, but it was quite enjoyable all throughout. It was great seeing Kurt Angle hit the hat trick German suplexes 3 in a row, hit the Olympic slam, put somebody in the ankle lock. I think it was Kane. Hit the ankle lock. You know, Kurt Angle has not lost a step, and this was his first.
Nah, it kind of looked like I saw an interesting meme that kind of pointed it out. It was like we expected to see Olympic gold medalist, you know, the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm. Instead, we got Seth and Dean's dad.
Oh yeah, because they gave him the flak jacket.
It just kind of looked. I didn't think Angle was quite ready yet.
I thought he was. I mean, mind you, like this was his first time.
He can still go, but it seems like he had some of that ring rust.
Well, yeah,
I saw some ring rust, and I think because it was from what I heard that he was like planning something for WrestleMania, mm-hmm. But it just, you know, these circumstances where he's like, it's like he just said, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah, yeah, because Roman Reigns was replaced by Kurt Angle because I think Roman Reigns also got sick.
He got the
meningitis.
I saw a funny meme where it just said, it was a picture of Enzo Amore smiling, and it said, "Well, everybody in the locker room's getting sick, but you remember they kicked you out the locker room."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, fuck you, Enzo. But yeah, you know, it was enjoyable seeing Kurt Angle back in a WWE ring after 11 years. It was overbooked to hell. You had Kane and Strowman, two big men, the monster versus the demon, and there was a point where Kane like pulled on one of the prop chairs from the staging area, and it collapsed on top of Braun Strowman's head. Right, this was right after Kane chokeslammed him through the stage. And then, like something out of a monster movie, Braun Strowman still got up, and they all managed to stuff him in a garbage truck.
Yo, they trying to kill Braun.
Yeah, it was like murder on national TV.
Yo, they have convict. Yo, first of all, the WWE, if it wasn't staged and all, everybody would be in jail.
For real,
Stone Cold would have been locked up.
Yup, Rikishi would have been locked up for running him over.
Like Roman would have been locked up. Like they commit so many crimes. I seen something where it was like a YouTube video where they just like highlighted a lot of those crazy stunts that they did, and they put the crimes that were with it. Mm-hmm. Yo, it was actually pretty hilarious. I'm like, damn, they get away with murder.
They certainly do.
Literally.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, as silly as the main event did get in spots, at the end, Angle, Ambrose, and Rollins did prevail, and the crowd went home happy. It was really cool seeing Angle back in the mix.
It was.
And who knows? We'll see him back. You know, unlike some other wrestlers, Kurt Angle has not lost a step. At 48 years old, he still has the juice. You know, so he's still not broken down, washed up. You know, over the hill, past his prime. Should have retired 10 years ago, like some people.
No,
you know,
because at 48, Undertaker. I know you're trying to throw some shots. At 48 years old, Undertaker was still putting on some A+ matches. Late 40s, WrestleMania 25 and 26.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, WrestleMania's 25 through 29.
Well,
were all good matches.
Okay, well, we had his two with Shawn Michaels. Mm-hmm. The one with Triple H at WrestleMania 27, that was okay. That was all right.
That WrestleMania wasn't even that great.
It really wasn't.
So, like, that pretty much was the best match of that night.
Yeah. But his match with Triple H at 28 in the Hell in a Cell, that was
the end of an era, which he should have retired then.
Yeah. Yeah, he really should have.
Yeah. The one with CM Punk was good.
Yep, his last great match.
Yeah, and then, of course, the concussed, end of the streak. Mm-hmm. And then 31, tune-up match.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, I can, I'm okay.
Yep. And then 32.
That match kind of stole the night, too.
Yeah. I mean, it was building up to Shane jumping off the cage, his elbow drop, which he missed. But yeah, I mean, that was fine. And then WrestleMania
Then
33.
the retirement match. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I heard rumors that
I've been hearing him too.
that might not be his retirement. Yeah.
I want it to be the retirement because I like the way he went out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like it's like when Ric Flair retired.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gave him this great send off.
Mm-hmm.
Like leave at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still went to wrestle like one more time after that.
Oh yeah, and TNA.
That wasn't even TNA. It was some Hulk Hogan booked match.
Yeah, it was like some kind of like Legends of Wrestling show.
Yeah,
something to that effect.
So I'm like, dude, you just kind of ruined that. And he would even, and he was even adamant at that time, saying, I don't want to go back to wrestling because I love the send off that the WWE gave me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, Shawn Michaels got a great send off.
Yeah, he did, and
he hasn't.
No, he stayed retired. Yeah.
Even though we're kind of pissed off now because AJ Styles is in there, and now everybody wants to see AJ versus HBK.
We'll save that for like the video games, you know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely saved for the video games. I don't know why the comments don't really pop up like that.
But yeah. Oh, I know you mentioned something earlier about Raw versus SmackDown that you wanted to.
Oh, building up for Survivor Series.
Yeah, so that's going to be Survivor Series, a 4-hour main event next month. And speaking of Survivor Series, that's where I'm going to have Wildman Congo, Mike Medina, joining us to give us a review of said event.
From an indie wrestler's point of view. And, of course, Admin A, Adrian Price, be back.
Yep. And
he's been hitting me up. He's been wanting to come back since that last time.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And, like, one of the main events for Survivor Series, which I think is laughable as hell, is Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal.
That's what I wanted to get into. Like, dude. As a matter of fact, no. Please let it happen. Brock, destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I will be okay with just watching 16 German suplexes in a row.
Me too, actually. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Can you picture Jinder Mahal hitting his terrible finisher, the Colossus, on Lesnar?
Please let Lesnar be like, what?
Just no sell that.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Paul Heyman like laid a nice promo too at the beginning of Raw.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, where he mentioned something to the effect of how the WWE Championship was held by great men in the past, like Hogan, Flair, Savage, etc. But now it's held by Jinder Mahal. And then like Paul Heyman made a point where, and I'm paraphrasing here, where he said that all the wrestlers that challenged Lesnar in the past, they were all worthy of challenging the Beast. And Paul Heyman never buried them on the microphone. Paul Heyman always gave Lesnar's opponents their props, their due respect. But when it came to Jinder Mahal, he can't give him his due respect because he's just a joke and he's just, basically a consolation champion that SmackDown got because SmackDown got the short end of the stick in the draft, which is all true, kayfabe or not. I mean, because Jinder Mahal, I'm sorry, he might be a cool ass dude in real life, and his fitness game may be on point, but that doesn't mean that you have what it takes to be a champion. I mean, I gotta say, and this without hyperbole, Jinder Mahal is the most irrelevant WWE champion that we've had in history. Think back to who besides Mahal, who was the last champion before him that was completely useless as WWE champion?
Completely useless.
Like somebody who was like, man, you really don't deserve this title.
Okay, well, I was going to say The Miz. Miz was more of a transitional champion at that time.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt also was transitional.
Yeah, he was.
I'm really thinking back.
Yeah.
Iron Sheik was pretty great.
Yeah, he was. He was a good heel.
Yeah. Especially around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Slaughter, maybe? No, because at that time the whole Gulf War thing was happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I'll say like in defense of the
Yokozuna?
No, I think he was an effective heel at the time. I mean, he was a
that's right. Because I remember I was scared as shit when he sat on Jim Duggan's chest and he started bleeding out of his mouth.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I will say that in defense of the Miz and Bray Wyatt, like Bray Wyatt, at least he does have great mic skills, to back him up. And then the Miz, he actually, he's actually come a long way since then.
Miz is the top heel in the game. He's the top full-time heel.
Oh yeah, he's like definitely in his best phase of his career.
He's literally carrying Raw.
I'll say so.
I would say he is.
I'll say so. Yeah, I won't argue with that. Yeah, because Lesnar's not even there most of the time. So yeah, I mean, besides, yeah, I gotta say, yeah, Jinder Mahal is definitely the most useless WWE champion, and he's made that title so irrelevant that the Universal Championship, as that ugly, giant, bejeweled,
it's literally just a red. It's
a red fruit roll up. Yeah, it's a red fruit roll up. He's made that championship.
Yeah, it really does look like a red fruit roll up.
Yeah, he's made that championship. Relevant.
Nah, Lesnar needs to lose it somehow, some way, like the same way he lost it to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. Mm-hmm. And Miz needs that belt.
You know what? I will say this. I would be in full support of a Miz Universal Championship reign. But Vince McMahon is dead set on WrestleMania 34's main event being Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And you know what? I'm sorry. I mean, hey, I got nothing against Roman Reigns. He does have talent, but he's not the guy. I'm sorry, Vince. He's not. And you know what? I'll say this.
I want you to save this argument for when we have Adrian back.
Yeah, you know what? I got some. All right. I cannot wait.
Save that for Adrian.
I cannot wait because you know what, Adrian. I don't know if he's in the comments or if he's watching.
I can't even tell. Like the comments are just acting real weird right now.
Comments just froze. Huh. Seems kind of weird. Maybe try to refresh it. But I gotta say, Adrian, I appreciate your passion and it was great having you on the episode. But I gotta say, looking back at that episode, you kind of strike me as like a Roman Reigns apologist. I want to know how I too can get on the WWE payroll because you seem to be Roman Reigns cheerleader, but in spite of the evidence that he is not the guy. So when we have you back on the show, we will have a debate on whether or not Roman Reigns is the guy. Mind you, I'm going to win that debate. So just be prepared to take the L.
Somebody, we're gonna have a regular old Skip and Shannon, huh?
Oh yeah, Skip
Bayless and Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, the two sports guys, right?
Yeah, stop saying sports guys. You know damn well.
I really don't know who they are.
You know who they are.
I mean, I don't watch football or whatever it's called. I mean, Concussion Bowl, whatever it's called.
You know it's called football.
Yeah.
I'm acting all side. See, there you go, acting all bougie and again.
I'm not acting bougie. It's called the Concussion Bowl, right? No. Or CTE Bowl, whatever it's called.
See, now you know what it's called. You know what it's called.
I mean, speaking of football, did the Patriots lose again?
Nah, they won.
Shit. Anyway, so yeah, that's
they won. They were 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
Well, they need a little more L's in that column. Yeah.
I'm not getting into that because I'm so done with arguing with Patriots fans. I'm so done.
Yeah, Patriots fans are sore winners, like just so arrogant with their team's success, and it's like, dude, shut up. It's like, I mean, yeah, but yeah, I'll leave football to all the, beer drinking, popcorn munching, nacho eating mouth breathers of the world. That's y'all's sport. But anyway, let's get into some other stuff. What else is on the agenda, my friend? Well, I will say this. It's been a slow news week, so there haven't been much in the way of headlines. But there are a couple of things that that I wanted to touch on.
It's hot as hell in here.
It is hot as hell,
but it's too cold. It's not warm enough for an AC.
Yeah, if you want, you can turn on the ceiling fan back there. Yeah, but yeah, there was one news headline in the world of video games that I wanted to touch on briefly, and that was EA Games shutting down Visceral Games. Visceral Games, they're responsible for the Dead Space series as well as James Bond Everything or Nothing, that PS2 James Bond game, which was really good back then. I think this absolutely sucks that EA is it's like they're like a parasite. They're just taking over all of these smaller developers who have made such great games in the past, and yet EA, they're becoming like this big microtransaction Ponzi scheme monolith where they're just shutting down, stifling the creativity of all these developers. BioWare, especially, I mean, because Mass Effect Andromeda was pretty disappointing from what I've seen, and they're
having fun with it on Up Up Down Down. Hashtag Krogan Shake.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they have a. I mean, it's easy to have fun with a game when you're getting paid to sponsor it, but and that's no shade to Xavier Woods, because Up Up Down Down is a great YouTube channel. It's one of my faves.
Oh yeah, they started their Madden 18 tournament.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so yeah, Visceral Games. You know what? Again, another casualty in the long list of developers that EA has bought and shut down over the years, like Westwood Studios, Maxim, and I'm sure there's a bunch of others. I'm blanking out on their names, but man, I think this is just really sad, because like this whole like giant like AAA developers in video games has gone out of control. I mean, I don't want there to be I don't want the games industry to get to a point where you have EA basically taking over like more than half of the games industry, and then we end up with like non-creative games where it's just full of like shitty multiplayer and microtransactions up the ass, man. We cannot have those days happen.
I did not read into the article, so
no, look it up. Like if you go on YouTube, there's plenty of commentary on there. And you know what? And the last thing I will say about this issue, this is part of the problem that a lot of gamers have fed into, unwittingly or otherwise. It started with pre-orders.
Oh my god!
When you pre-order games that aren't even, I got
my guaranteed copy. So I pre-ordered Dragon Ball.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if that game turns out to be a disappointing piece of shit. I cannot wait. Dragon
Ball is gonna be amazing.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait if that game just disappoints you guys, and then to rationalize your purchase, to stave off your buyer's remorse, you're gonna sit here and be like, the game's all right. It's got some good things.
We've been pretty honest. If you remember back when Aris brought his Street Fighter V, and he was livid, and Aris is one of the biggest Street Fighter fans I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I'm going to say this. Like I said, it started with pre-orders, right? And then it started with game companies like Capcom putting out incomplete versions of their games. Like, Capcom had some brass balls to put out Street Fighter V when it first came out in its incomplete state with just a versus mode, no story mode, no campaign mode, nothing. Just a basic one-on-one online multiplayer. And then they added on to it as the months went on. But you mean to tell me that you had to pay $60 for an incomplete ass game? That takes some balls. And you know what? That takes some outright greed and impatience and flat out stupidity of gamers that are willing to plunk down their money to these big AAA developers. Because when they see that you're gonna spend money for games that aren't even finished, that's how they get away with all this shit. That's how they get away with buying up smaller developers and stifling their creativity. That's how you get away with shit like pre-orders and microtransactions and loot boxes and whatnot. If you support all of this as a gamer, you are part of the problem. Don't put all the blame on these big ass developers. The reason why the game industry is dying a slow death, you're culpable. For you gamers that feed into this microtransaction pre-order crap, you're feeding into it, and I don't like it. Hashtag save the games industry. Hashtag stop pre-ordering games. Hashtag stop supporting microtransactions. Hashtag stop supporting loot boxes. There. That's all I got to say.
Congo, we said the 21st, I believe. I'll inbox you about the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked when is it again, so he can clear his schedule for us.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna move on to the main event of today's episode.
Yes, we have the main event. Our topic today is the Walking Dead Season 8 premiere titled Mercy, which is their 100th episode.
It's a milestone. love it or hate the series or not, it is a milestone. It's of a huge hit show.
It is, but for how long?
It's pretty iconic. I'll say along with you that the formula is growing stale.
Oh, it's been stale. Yes,
Yeah,
season 7.
Like I said, the formula is great season premiere, filler, then a great mid-season premiere. So now we're still, we're left hanging like, okay, I gotta wait from December till February for the next episode. What's gonna happen? Mm-hmm. Then February comes, usually after Super Bowl.
Yep.
Oh, we got a great mid-season premiere.
Yeah.
Filler. Mm-hmm. Then a great season finale.
Yeah.
Then we have to wait until the next season ends.
Yeah. I will say that formula has been true for a time, but looking back on season 7 and looking at this season premiere, I think that formula is actually a little bit broken now because I'll say this, the season 7 finale, I wasn't really feeling it. Sure, there was a shocking moment with when Sasha, committed suicide and then turned into a walker and tried to kill Negan.
Big ups to Sinigo Martin Green, getting that Star Trek role.
Yes, I heard that show was really good, actually.
I went to a birthday brunch yesterday, and they were really jonesing about it.
Yeah, I think it's on CBS's All Access streaming service. So I don't know if you can find it on Hulu, but I'll look into it. But I've never been a Star Trek fan, but that's a show that I really want to give a chance. But yeah, Walking Dead season 8. What did you think of this episode, this season premiere?
It was all right. I wouldn't compare it to season 7's premiere. But I mean, it had its moments. Like I remember seeing the trailer, and I'm like, why am I seeing Rick with a beard waking up? Yeah,
it was sort of like a flash forward. I mean, like
it was more like a vision because I was at work watching it, so I couldn't really like sit down and watch the Talking Dead. But when they discussed the episode, but I came across when oh my God, what's Michonne's Denai Guerra.
Yeah,
I can never pronounce her name right.
Yeah,
but she was talking about it was like Rick was having like these visions of like an actual like normal life.
Yeah,
like at the end of the season 1 premiere where he had that vision of everybody sitting on a table having dinner, and yet you still see Glenn with with him and Maggie's baby, and then you see Abraham there. Everybody was just rejoicing, fellowshipping, and everything. So it's so that whole situation was like one of Rick's visions.
Yeah. It kind of felt like a future that Rick is envisioning for himself and his family, like his whole group. Like an older Rick, like he has gray hair and beard. He's walking around with a cane.
Yeah.
And then like he goes outside and the place it basically looks like the pre-zombie apocalypse. Pre-zombie, like it was like freshly cut lawns, bright skies, and like people just like establishing practically like a farmer's market on the street. Yeah. It was like, I don't know if it's like a flash forward or like something that Rick wants to like a goal.
Yeah. And one thing I can say, did you not notice that Baby Judas has pulled a little Nikki from the Fresh Prince?
Yo, that's
like I'm like.
That was my exact thinking. Yeah,
like she's grown.
Yeah, like she was just
within one season.
Yeah,
and technically, if you look on the Walking Dead timeline, she was just a baby 2 days ago.
For real, she was like a newborn practically, and like she looks like she's like 3.
3, yeah.
So,
like, if anything, the real Judas gotta be like 7.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
like 6 or. Yeah, about 7.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But that sounds about right. But yeah, that unless like there was like a lull where they had like it took a year off. But even then, it's like a baby would not grow that fast in a year.
Like I see kids, I'm like, wow, they got big, they got big pretty fast. But I mean, damn. That was literally just like Little Nicky from The Fresh Prince, where he was like one season he was a baby,
Yeah.
and then the next season he's 5.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if that's like an oversight from the narration, but yeah, that was a little janky. Yeah, for sure.
I just kind of laughed at it and just kind of kept trying to catch on with the story.
Yeah, and with the flash forward too, like not only with Rick's vision of him as an old man, but there was another one. Like I don't think it was a vision, but I think it was like an actual flash forward, like something that's gonna happen in the future. Like it was like just close-ups of Rick's eyes, and he looks all bloodshot and disheveled, and is like muttering to himself, like, "Oh, I showed mercy," or something like that. Something to that effect.
Oh that kind of confused me too. Like I said, I wish I would have been able to just sit down and watch the Talking Dead, where I can get like a better understanding of the episode. Like,
Yeah.
I could probably like go to AMC on demand and watch.
Yeah.
Catch Talking Dead. I don't know if they get.
Like, do you have a Verizon Fios?
No.
I was gonna say, because if you have Fios, you can just go on demand and they save the episodes for like a few days.
But I think you can go on the AMC's website too and watch it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
Possibly.
sure. Yeah, but yeah, like that kind of raised a question mark. Like I don't know, with those flash forwards of his face and close up with his crazy eyes all bloodshot. I don't know if that's like maybe the season's working towards like that moment where maybe he did something extremely terrible, or like maybe he lost more than a few people.
Speaking of terrible, now I've been saying this for the past few seasons.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say it again. Fuck Father Gabriel.
Yes.
Man, Father Gabriel is the Theon Greyjoy of The Walking Dead.
He's not even that cool.
Theon Greyjoy is not cool. Theon Greyjoy is a bitch.
Yeah, Theon Greyjoy. Yeah, he is a bitch, but even then, he's still cooler than Father Gabriel. And that's just my opinion, because Father Gabriel is a bitch ass motherfucker.
Like, dude, you still try to save freaking home dude who used to run Hilltop. Because let's just be straight. Maggie got Hilltop now.
Oh yeah, she's pretty much the leader.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a part leading up to that. There was a part where it was all, the whole episode was
the
just
first
a build-up.
the first confrontation of the war
Yeah.
between the Saviors and
Rick's crew.
you might as well call him that. I was trying to give him a much cooler name.
Yeah,
I
let's
was gonna
think
say
of
like
one.
the Union or something.
The Union. When I think of the Union, I think of that
That
old,
short stable.
yeah, with what was
It was Mankind, Big Show, Test, and Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, like Rick's grimy crew and the Saviors, they all met head to head at the Saviors compound. But
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
but this is where like the episode kind of fell apart for me, and even up to that, I was kind of bored throughout. Rick, right? He had Negan and like Trevor Phillips, aka Stephen Ogg, you know.
It's Trevor Phillips.
Yeah, and then you had a bitch ass Gregory out there too, and bitch ass Eugene.
I fucking hate Eugene too.
Yeah, fuck him.
Glenn would still be here.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn and Abraham would still be here if it wasn't for my comments are super delayed on Facebook Live. Yeah, Facebook Live is just acting up today.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm like constantly like refreshing the screen just so I can read your comments. So I
yeah.
definitely apologize for that.
yeah,
But if it wasn't for Eugene, none of this would happen.
that's true.
None of this. Because he fucking lied saying that, oh, there's a cure in D.C., so everybody done siphoned all that gas and all that energy, all, risking their lives for nothing.
Yeah.
For a big ass lie, and then everybody gets freaking killed.
Yup. Yeah, they would not have ended up in Alexandria if it wasn't for Eugene.
They could have took over freaking, what was the place with the cannibals? With the
Oh,
cannibals?
Terminus.
Terminus. They could have took over Terminus and chilled.
Yeah.
It would have been good.
Yup, it would have. And then Eugene with his mullet head motherfucker, man. Shit. Oh,
There was one thing that I told you before we aired.
Yeah.
That Negan said. This is I kind of forgot why Negan was so popular until he just said this.
Yeah.
When Rick and Negan was having their little kind of a when they were having their face off.
Yeah.
And you saying like, hey, I'm not going to risk my crew just to play my dick is bigger than yours, which mine's is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just forgot. I'm like, yo, Negan just has a way with words.
Yeah.
He really does, and it's hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, he has that really smart alecky like vibe to him, and I'm like, that's why he's popular.
yeah, he is. That's
Like, I saw in Comic Book Man, like his first appearance, the comic with his first appearance is worth like $300.
really, wow.
Yeah, like Walking Dead. Well, Walking Dead #1 is worth like over $1,000 now.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
back in 2002.
No, the first appearance of Michonne was like I think Michonne too. Michonne's first appearance was worth $300.
Oh, you get
Both of theirs.
you gonna add those to your collection, Carl?
I would listen if I was able to get him, if I had the money. Yeah, why not?
I mean, you can always get the compendiums, and it's right there.
Yeah, but the compendiums ain't really worth it. They did sell like some really big like special compendiums for like almost $1,000.
Man, it must be hardcovers, like autographed or something.
Something like that, and they had like the fanciest of packaging.
Oh, okay.
Look at you smiling.
Steel books.
Well, they weren't steel books, but like I
No,
don't know,
of course.
maybe because they found like they weren't steel books, but they were like special packaging and stuff.
I
That was
got you.
pretty dope.
But yeah, that confrontation between Negan and Rick at the compound. At the
I thought it was
Sabres
okay. I
compound.
thought it was cool. Like the way the plan that they had, you know, setting up all the bombs to draw the walkers
Yeah.
to Negan's compound,
Yeah.
and you know they shot up all the windows and stuff. Negan gets shot.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like the build-up, I thought it was okay, but I thought it was really cool at the same time, like how they effectively took out all the lookouts leading up to the compound. It was carefully executed. But here's where it falls apart for me. Like Rick Grimes, he had Negan in range. He could have shot his ass up. He could have turned him into a pile of Swiss cheese. And he has the aim of a stormtrooper. Missing all his shots.
No, there was a shot where he was this close. He was gonna get him. He was gonna get him, but who stopped him?
Father Gabriel.
Exactly.
Like he grazed him, and Negan was actually cowering behind cover.
Like he was ready. He had him. But you know what? In a way, I'm glad they didn't do it because Negan's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
He's a top villain in the story. In the story, he's a top villain. I'm not saying he's the top villain because I still got a soft spot for the governor.
Oh yeah, Governor is the best villain.
Maybe because I know more about him due to his backstory. We never really got a Negan backstory in the show.
Yeah.
Like all I can tell you is like he named Lucille out of it after his late wife. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. I'll say with Negan, I thought it was kind of, I got a chuckle out of Rick, taking his time to snap a Polaroid of Negan cowering like a bitch behind.
That was cool. That was cool. That was petty.
It was petty.
That was petty. Because I would do some shit like that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But here's what my problem is. It's like you could tell in this episode that they're gonna try to drag this, what could have been solved in one episode. They're gonna drag that moment in throughout the entire season.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna happen because remember, Negan is an impactful character because of the way he came in. He brutally murdered a beloved character.
He did.
Like I said, people have not grieved for a character since Opie and Sons of Anarchy.
I still gotta watch that show.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's made that impact. And Robert Kirkman said, like, if you have an impactful character, you're gonna give him a death to remember.
Of course.
So of course, giving him a cheap shot during a war, like it just cheapens him out.
Yeah.
Negan has to go out in style. He's a popular character. He has to go out in style. Just like Herschel was a popular character. And he went out in style.
Herschel,
Maggie's father.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, by the governor. And it wasn't even like a complete decapitation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was like a 90%, so he was like hanging on. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, Robert Kirkman said that on The Talking Dead. Like, listen, why are these important characters getting bruised death? If they're an important character, if they're an impactful character, you got to give them a death to remember.
True.
The same thing that happened in Sons of Anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
No, in Sons of Anarchy, everybody died in the most brutal way possible.
Oh, everybody?
Not everybody, but like a lot of the impactful characters.
Okay.
That's how they died.
Okay.
Awful ways. Nobody got sick. Nobody had cancer.
Right.
It was just they went out with a bang.
I can see that.
So that's how they're gonna end Negan.
Yeah.
Negan has to go out with a bang because he's an impactful character.
Right. And I do, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, because of his popularity and how he is.
Exactly.
But at the same time, Negan is a thoroughly uninteresting villain, in my opinion, because like, I'm sorry, but Negan sucks in terms of like the storytelling. Like, Negan is one of the biggest problems of the storytelling of the show, because it's the same problem I had with Piscatella from Orange is the New Black. You had a character who's completely a complete asshole, dickhead, bitch face from Jump, right? And then in the last episode of his appearance, Piscatella gets a flashback where you learn his backstory, but by then it's too late. That backstory is supposed to give him some humanity. It's too late. It's like, I don't care at that point, because he was such a dickhead, so evil that by the time his flashback rolled around, it's like, I don't care at that point.
Yeah, we want you dead. We want you dead. Like, and I feel the same. And I can understand those sentiments that you just said with Negan, because like at this point, like we love to hate him. We want to see him dead. Like, but it's like, I still feel like I would like to see it. I wish they would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
Especially in the many filler episodes that they had. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I think like how season 7 should have went. Like the season premiere, leave it the way it is.
Yeah.
That was probably like the last perfect Walking Dead episode that we've gotten.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, if not perfect, close to perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of episodes in during the filler, we could have got a nice Negan backstory episode.
Yeah.
Which would have give viewers a chance to like know him, give him something. So give him more, we can actually love to hate him instead of like to hate him.
Yeah.
But even in certain things that he did do, like be an asshole and actually spare Carl's life, even though he could have killed him, and be a dickhead and actually feed his son, holding his daughter and everything. Like, that would drive any father insane. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody that you hate is sitting there just holding your daughter and just like, I'm like, he's done his asshole things.
Yeah.
So that we do hate him, but I think they should have had a backstory, which would have it would have gave Negan's much more value.
Yeah, some more dimension to him, because like as he is now, he's like a completely two-dimensional villain, and it's like when from the first episode that we saw him in, like it's like we instantly know what he's about, and there's nothing new about him. It's like he's completely predictable. He'll swagger in, he'll say some smart ass shit. He'll violently kill somebody.
Trust me, you can't tell me you hate the shit that he says.
Oh, I do.
I hate it.
I do. I like because it's
especially like his last line in the episode.
Oh my god, that was the dumbest line of dialogue.
I had a good laugh because of it, just because of the way he delivered it.
Not even. It's like
I hope you got your shitting pants on. And then not to mention, I hate Father Gabriel.
Oh, I do too.
So I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna get it, and I want him to get it in the worst way.
Yeah, I mean that was
you're about to shit your pants.
That was a stupid line of dialogue.
I got a good chuckle out of that.
I just face palmed. I took my glasses off and I was like, no, "Oh my god, this is what this is the best the writers could come up with." I hope you got your shitting pants on, because you're about to shit your pants. Fuck you, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh my god. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I mean, I'll say this: like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's a terrific actor.
Yeah,
And what I meant to say was fuck you, Negan, because the character sucks. I give Jeffrey Dean Morgan props for putting his ankles in the performance, putting his ankles in the character, but no matter what, it's like Negan is still two-dimensional. He's entirely predictable as a villain, extremely unlikable.
Well, at this point, The Walking Dead is predictable.
Exactly, and you know what? And here's the thing: Negan is a big problem with the series in the sense that he's a clear sign that the series has gone on for way too long on TV.
Yeah.
And
8 seasons.
8 seasons in, this show should have ended 2 seasons ago.
I would say that, with less filler. We could have still had Negan,
Yeah.
like in season 6.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And then like season 7 could be like the finale, the series finale of everything.
Yeah.
But with Robert Kirkman's talking about, we have plans for like a season 10 and then a season 11. Like, dude, come on.
What's crazy is I'm still going to watch it because at this point, it's like I have to see it through.
Hey, you know what? I salute you on that one because I got to say, like...
Yeah, one thing I would say, one thing I loved about Sons of Anarchy, he was like, yo, season 7 is going to be the end. I was highly upset because I did get into the series late.
Yeah.
And I was highly upset. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, this show is so good, and they're gonna end it. But Kurt Sutter says, he's like, listen, if we're on top right now,
Yeah.
we're gonna end on top.
That's a good way to go.
Like we have to end on top. Like
yeah.
I don't want to have our series finale with some old guy going, yeah, Sons of Anarchy, Sam Crow, like just that one guy there. Like no, it went out with a bang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I love beginning, middles, and ends. And also too, thinking back to another moment in the episode, there was a weird moment when Carl was like scavenging, and then he ran into that one dude,
Yeah,
the homeless dude.
The only thing I can say about that is that there's actually, because let's just face it,
Yeah.
Carl's gonna grow up to be a complete fucked up individual.
Oh yeah, kind of is
Like,
already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that scene showed just a little bit of humanity that he actually has.
Yeah.
Because remember, seasons ago, Carl was a savage.
Oh yeah.
Like, that kid just showed up, and then Herschel was like, "Don't kill him." Boom.
Pop.
Fucking right, Carl.
Yeah. Coral.
Oh God, this show ruined my fucking life.
Coral, stay back.
He's like, don't. Yeah, Herschel was telling him not to shoot him, and he just shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was trigger happy and all that. Like, but this showed like some type of humanity where he left like some canned goods and he said sorry to apologize. And watch, that guy's gonna come back and he's gonna help him in a way. We're like, oh shit. That's what I predict. He's gonna like have some type of weird impact, and because at this point we're gonna forget about him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even have a name. He's gonna be like Morgan from season 1.
Oh yeah.
And then when I want to say like season 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
When Rick, Carl, and Michonne.
Yeah.
Where they went back into town and then they found Morgan, even though he was in his deranged state.
Yeah, writing clear everywhere.
Yeah, that was a really good episode too.
It was.
So and it's like, it's just gonna be just like that. Where he's like, hey, I remember. I'm like, yo, I remember this guy. This was on dude for that. Carl saved, and then he's gonna like save Carl somehow, and he'd be like, thank you.
Maybe.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, that is plausible. That could happen. Or like perhaps he'll come back, but then he'll somehow like screw things up royally for Carl and his family.
It could.
Yeah, like
it could happen.
Like maybe he's not a savior per se, but maybe he'll align himself with the saviors somehow. Which will drag out the whole Negan thing, which is like, just end it already because I had enough of the character.
This should be the final season.
It really should.
The war should be the final season.
I agree. It really should, like, because like I can't see this be dragged on for like 2 more seasons, man. Because like,
and then not to mention they wanted to cross promote
Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched Fear the Walking Dead. Like
me
I
neither.
couldn't even like stay up for like watching it, and I was watching it midday.
Oh wow. Well, what does that tell you?
But Fear the Walking Dead has its audience.
It does. I won't begrudge them for that. For people who don't who can't get enough of the series.
Deadheads. That's what the
Deadheads.
that's what Walking Dead fans are called.
Oh,
You know how like every fan base has a name, like
Yeah.
Star Trek fans are Trekkies. Beyonce's the Beehive.
yeah.
Star Wars fans don't have a name.
No, we don't.
I'm questioning your.
I mean, yeah. I've mentioned my Star Wars fandom before, how it's kind of muted, but apart from the main movies. But what was I gonna say? With The Walking Dead, I mean, for me, I'm tempted to say that this is going to be the last time I review a Walking Dead episode on this podcast, because
I'm sure it would. I'll give my 2 cents on like the main, like those four focal points.
yeah,
Unless something really good happens during the filler episodes.
yeah, like I'll tune in here and there just to catch up, but as of now, speaking only for myself, I think for me, this is where I get off the Walking Dead train. I think this is pulled into the station. I'm getting off on the platform, and I'm not turning back, because I think I see the writing on the wall. I think The Walking Dead is not going to end as awesome as fans hope it will.
I don't think so either. I mean, I'm just at this point, like I said earlier, I've been invested for the past 8 years. Mm-hmm. So I pretty much gotta see it through.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel you on that. I mean, if you'll stay the course. I mean, if you can stay the course through Iron Fist, you can stay through any show. So my hat's off to you, my friend. I'll leave it to you. I'll chime in here and there, but I'm gonna get off the Walking Dead train from now on. I'll leave for the rest of you fans. You guys can have it. And whatever your thoughts are of the Walking Dead Season 8 premiere, as well as the subsequent episodes, let us know. Let us know what your thoughts are at codexprimepodcast@gmail.com.
All right.
Yes. And right now, Carl is refreshing the chat again. Apparently,
I'm blaming Facebook for this one.
Yeah.
I've never had this problem before.
Yeah, apparently, for those who are listening later on, if you're listening to this episode later on,
Anybody's even commenting because the comments are super delayed, probably because of the recent update that they did. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. Apparently, like Facebook updated their Facebook Live interface, so that's why we weren't able to get on until like an hour late from our start time, and I think that's been setting up delays in the comment section. So. Yeah, we apologize. So hopefully next week everything will be sorted out. It's not our fault.
No, it's not. So right now we're going to get into our question of the week.
All right.
So last week's question of the week is, who is the most famous person you have ever met? I went through a brief list of everybody I went through.
Yeah.
Victor mentioned a couple.
Yeah, I mentioned Edward James Olmos, Jake the Snake, and Ricky Steamboat.
From Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, Stand and Deliver.
And he was in Narcos.
Yep. And Battlestar Galactica. Yep.
Right. You never started Narcos, huh?
No, I haven't. That's one of my shows on my queue.
Please do.
I will.
Please do. All right. So Nick Quattrini says, because of Rhode Island Comic Con, which will be in attendance.
Yep.
I met a lot and also couldn't afford to travel to a con, but I say Stan Lee and Adam West are at the top of the list. I really want to meet Haley Atwell and Jamie Alexander, currently loving Peggy Carter and Blind Spot. Mm-hmm. Kyle Chapman says Rev Run. On our Instagram, we have official Wait, no, that was a bot. Gary from Holographic says Stan Lee.
Nice.
Jim Savard had the absolute best answer. I mean, I laughed hysterically when he left this one.
All right, what's this? What's his answer?
Carl Byrd. Kid you not?
Really? Wow. I'm pretty sure you met some more famous
I
faces.
know for a fact he did. He did meet Stan Lee last year's Comic-Con. He met some other people, but
nice.
He wanted to be funny, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So Afton says Anthony Bourdain.
Okay.
At Escape the Hype says Shaq. And FUKK Love says Michelle Obama.
Ah, nice. First Lady Michelle Obama. Nice.
Yeah. So this week's question of the week, with Halloween approaching us this next Tuesday,
Yep.
who is your dream cosplay? Who is a character that you have always wanted to cosplay, whether you're a cosplayer or not?
Oh man. I've always wanted to cosplay Shinsuke Nakamura.
You can pull it off.
I could actually, because he's an awesome wrestler, one of the best in the world.
Correct.
Who else? Cosplay. I'm gonna have to think about some other ones, but Shinsuke is at the top of my list. How about you?
There's only one for me.
Who's that?
Spawn.
Oh man, if you can pull that off, man, yo, that would be like a monumental undertaking just to put together the costume and the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cape alone. Yeah, the cape alone. Well, I don't know how I would make like the cape flap around because Spawn's
Yeah.
cape is actually alive.
Yeah.
Like it's his own being. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
So yeah. Any move?
Any others?
I would like to do the Falcon too.
Oh, Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Man. I was gonna say this, but it's been cosplayed to death. But one that I've always wanted to do before was Heath Ledger's Joker from The Dark Knight.
Oh, that was cosplayed.
Yeah,
It's still, yeah.
yeah. So, speaking of, here's a quick unofficial question of the week with the Comic-Con coming up. What's gonna be the most overplayed cosplay that you're gonna see at the convention?
This year?
Yeah, this
Wonder
year.
Woman.
Yep, pretty much. Wonder Woman is number one, top of the list. Last year it was Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Possibly year before that was Deadpool.
yeah. Even last year too. In fact, yeah. Trying to think of some other potential overplayed cosplayers. Maybe Spider-Man, because Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Spider-Man is so general.
Yeah,
It's pretty generic. Like you can go to Party City and get you a Spider-Man costume and you'll just be good.
yeah, pretty much. Oh, I have another cosplay idea. It's so simple that I could pull it off. Anybody could really. Logan, from Logan.
If you go on my Facebook, I have to show you. Our friend Brad, he actually he was Logan to one of my costume parties.
Oh, nice. I gotta see that.
Yeah. I'll show you the picture when we're done.
All right. So yeah. Oh, you were gonna say?
So yeah. The questions of the week will be up on our feed probably within like a day or so. Within a day or so.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And you can find us on all the social medias. You can find all of our episodes on Facebook Live, as well as SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play, and YouTube. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram.
And our big announcement.
Yes. Tell him, Carl. Talk to him.
Right. So, as you all know, episode 100 is upon us. Mm-hmm. And throughout my travels, I meet a lot of people who actually would like to be on the podcast.
Right.
Now you have your chance.
Uh-huh.
Episode 100 is actually going to be recorded and filmed live at Raw Coco's Collectibles on December 2nd.
Yes.
And it's an open, so you can come by to Raw Coco's, and it's an open discussion. Just come in, sit down, and just chat along with us. It's going to be an amazing show. There's going to be not a show. It's like going to be an amazing event.
Yep.
There's still more details to come, but that's your chance. That's our big announcement.
Yep. That's right. So it's going to be a special start time and day. It's going to be Saturday, December 2nd.
Start time is still determined.
Yep, still to be determined, but you will have more details in the next few weeks. So yeah, man, episode 100, man, we're coming up in a month, but just a little over a month, man. So yeah, we'll drop more ideas as we go.
Yes.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. So clear your calendars for Saturday, December 2nd, 2017.
Yes.
Rock Cocos.
Can't wait.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait.
So, yeah, that's about it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with us and for, dealing with the technical difficulties of Facebook. Tune in next week where we're going to have our next episode, episode 96, on Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully we be having our special guest come in soon. Keep a lookout on our social medias and you'll find out who it is.
Yep. And yes, I will be wearing my costume for next Tuesday.
Me too.
Oh, yes. 'Cause it's Halloween,
We have to.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later.